I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to New Wave TV. Man, I was slacking today, man. I had probably about, I'm not exaggerating either, I had at least 3 carry loads and 2 airspace loads that I didn't take today. Well, let me say this. Let's go one by one. One of the airspace loads was all the way in Dulles, so I definitely wasn't taking that one. But they did have one in Maryland, picking up in Maryland, going to like DC, but it was only like $80, and it's like the traffic alone going to DC, I just can't do it for $80. It's just not gonna happen. So I turned that one down. Last night, Curri sent me a good one. Probably going, I can't remember the miles because it was last night, and I probably should have took it. It was like $80, and I should have took it because it could have got my day started this morning, and I didn't take it. So then this morning they sent another one. I can't even remember all of them. I can't remember, but I kind of was like, I don't really like the small. It was such of the small ones. It was like I didn't want to take it. I was trying to bank on the load board today, and that's the thing you gamble with the apps, because some of the apps ones be short runs, but you know, it'd be small pay, $50, $60, $70. So sometimes you don't want to get caught up on app run when a load board, you know, it's Monday morning, the load board jump in, you could get a good load on the load board. So that's the gamble you take. That's what's so hard. You don't really know which one of them to do, and it's kind of up to you. I'm actually gonna make a video on that, talking about, you know, which route is better to take. Should you take the carry app, should you take the airspace load, or the load board, and figure out which one of them go. Now, a lot of times it's best to just get your morning started, because you don't know where you're gonna end up at once you get the load. That's what's kind of important, and that was another reason why I didn't take it. I didn't like where one of them was taking me at, and it was like, where the money, it just wasn't working out. I just didn't think it made sense. But the day was starting to go, and it was like really slow. The load board was like dumb slow. I had a cool one on the load board, but a truck was probably 10 miles closer than me, and it was somebody we kind of worked with. I wouldn't call him a regular, and we got a relationship, but we done worked with him a couple of times, and he ended up giving it to the other person because he was a little closer to me. What? So that threw me off. So I just stayed in and did some work and all that other stuff. I had a bunch of paperwork, and I always got paperwork to do. It never stops. But anyway, Curri ended up sending something. This is a carload. I think maybe I've only got a carload from Curri one time, and I'm guessing with that. But I do feel like I had a small box one time, but it said truck though, but this one actually says car on it. This is a first for me. So I just came and picked up this one box right here. It's a small box like this. This is all it is. This is the box, right? It's a carload. But on my way here, luckily, Airspace sent me something picking up about an hour and a half from now. That's paying, what estimated it at like $195 or something like that. But of course, I won't know until I actually get it. So, you know, maybe it'll be a little bit more, something like that. But right now it's at $195, and this small box right here is $40 for. I literally just got here to pick it up, and it's going probably 6 miles, if that. Let me complete this order. So I gotta take a photo. Let's do that first. All right. So the first thing you do is take a photo. I always take if they got any paperwork with it, I always take a picture of the paperwork too, just to be on the safe side. I like to have copies of this stuff, just to be on the safe side. So that's the second picture. And then you hit, once you upload your photos, you hit complete pickup, and then continue. Okay, unfinished task. I don't know why it's telling me unfinished task. You have unfinished task. Complete. Alright, so now this stop is complete, and then you just go to the next stop. So right now I gotta go continue. Yes. Booyah. It always says booyah. So we go to the next job. Shoot, I went to that. And then that's pretty much it. So that'll wrap that up. I'm gonna get this to the next stop. View stop details. Why is it doing that? I don't know. View current stop. I don't know why it's not telling me the distance to the next stop. But I'm gonna wrap this up, drop this off at the next stop, and then get ready to go pick the airspace load up. So I see y'all probably get the airspace load. I might take a video or something of this, but it's hard to take a video because I'm carrying it in my hand. So I'll see y'all at the next stop. So what I just saw is 19 miles to drop this off. So it's gonna take me about 20 minutes to drop it off. So I should be done with this one in about 20 minutes. So I'll see y'all in 20 minutes. Alright guys, that was a pretty simple drop. It was at somebody's house. It was a residence. The guys are actually putting in looked like a new AC unit, and they must have just needed a small part for it. They couldn't leave the job site to get it. So the company must have just called Curri or whoever, however they get their parts. So we delivered it straight to the house. So that's all done. It took me a few minutes to do it, real simple. Get ready for my airspace load. I gotta get some fuel, make another stop somewhere else, and my airspace load is 1 o'clock now. My airspace load don't pick up till 3:30, so I got plenty of time to get some fuel, get something to eat and all that, so I can get ready for my airspace load. So I see y'all on my airspace load pickup. What's happening, guys? I'm back at my favorite place, BWI cargo area. It was an issue when I first got here. So when you're driving for airspace, especially picking up at the airport, about an hour before the flight lands, or how do I say that? Right when the flight lands, they give you about an hour to get there, because typically when you got something coming to the airport, it takes about an hour for them to offload it and bring it to the front. So airspace normally sets your time and like go there now, so you can start driving towards the location. But I was almost at the location. I was like 5 minutes from the location, and they still hadn't set my timer as to drive to the location. So if that ever happened to y'all, just pick up the phone, call Airspace, and on the back end, they'll automatically just say, they'll reset something, hit something on their end. This took about maybe 6-7 minutes. Normally I just call one person, and oh, he dropped all his stuff. Oh, I know he's so mad. He dropped his freight. Oh my God. Normally I just call one person and then they hit the button. But I think Airspace using like an outside service now, because I always noticed that, not always, but lately I've been noticing like when I do call Airspace, they'll take like whatever information I have and then they are like transferring me to somebody else. Normally if you just call them, they automatically just start fixing whatever the problem is. So it just took them a few minutes to I don't know if they had to reset the order or something. The lady was saying they had to check with the airport, make sure it landed, it was in order and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure what time it landed, because I couldn't really get that information, but I'm about to go ahead and find out. If not, I got my time ticking, so it'll be, ticking until I actually get the freight. So I'm about to run ahead and get the freight, and I'll see y'all on my way out. Alright guys, so this has been a very unique situation here. Had a little hiccup today with Airspace. Nothing bad, just part of the business. Like I say, just something that you have to kind of be aware of. And definitely, I always tell you guys not to get upset about it because it's nobody's fault. I won't say it's nobody's fault, but it's just life and it happens, right? So you can't really avoid it. So what happened is Airspace, the order is going to an Air Force base. Now, I've dealt with that situation before on federal holidays. If I'm going to some federal facility, it's simply closed. And I'm like, today is a holiday, it's President's Day. So let me ask them, is the Air Force base even open? So what we found out is that, and also on the instructions, it doesn't give any instructions. It literally says, leave, I'm gonna put it up in the video. It literally says, leave out front. Don't worry about a signature. You can't just leave it out front of an Air Force base. They gonna blow my truck up. Is they crazy? So I needed them to give me a location where it was going to on the base, and was it even open? So we found out after 40 minutes on hold, they aren't even open. So that's good news that we didn't drive way down to the Air Force base because it's gonna take me like an hour 30, hour 40 minutes to get there, and they would have been closed. Now I don't know how you guys think about it. You know, I guess I could have drove there and made the phone call when I got there, because what I just asked them was, what happened if I would have drove there? So what they saying is they would have paid me to go home and then bring it back. So that's like they paying me twice, like double. So that would have been a good hit. But you know, it's best to just do it right the first time. Yes, it would have been a little bit more money, but to ride down there twice, I don't really want to do that either. Only hiccup I think is when I drop off in the morning, I'm gonna be starting off in Dover. It's absolutely no freight in Dover ever. Delaware is very slow on freight, especially where I'm going at. It's very slow. So I'm at the boogie out of there and get further up, closer back to Maryland, to probably, you know, get some freight. But you never know. You don't know how the universe works. Something might pop up in the area, and I'm in the area, and like I say, don't be a lot of trucks down there because there's not a lot of freight down there. So you never know how the universe works. Everything happens for a reason. So I'm going to shut it down for the day unless Curri or Airspace might even hit me with something else today. And you know, something short, and I'll grab it because it's still early. Well, it's not early, but it's like 4:30. So, you know, we'll play that by ear because I still got enough room. I only got one pallet. So we'll see. If not, I call it a day. I got a bunch of other stuff I could be doing. So if y'all don't see no other freight between here and there, that means I see y'all in the morning. So I see y'all when I turn the camera back. Alright guys, that was a adventure. When I say adventure. So I pulled up at 8 o'clock and it is 10:15. It was crazy. Airspace didn't have a clue who I was coming to see, who to talk to, what building to go to. This was a first for Airspace. They normally on top of their game. This is some Curri stuff here. I ain't gonna lie. So the first getting on the base was a hassle unto itself, because I didn't know where I was going, so that was a whole nother thing. So once I figured out where I was going on the base, but the place they sent me to was like a medical building. Medical building don't get these big crates like this. So I went to the medical building. The medical building was like, oh, you can try the aircraft parts store. So I tried the aircraft parts store. They was a little close. Like if it was coming to this base, I would have been at the right spot. But the numbers on the paperwork, they was like, nah, I think this is supposed to go to another base, so it should be probably flying out on a flight. So I was like, where to go at there? So then they had to take me to a whole nother building. Where they took me to was like the wrong door, so I had to find another door to go in. And when I got there, it was a guy was like, oh yeah, give me the numbers, something. But then I'm like, he a truck driver. You don't know what you talking about. I know you know what you talking about. So I waited for the warehouse guy to come. As soon as I gave the warehouse guy the information, he knew exactly what it was, where it was going, like he knew everything. So it was just a lot of trouble. Like I was on the phone with Airspace. I mean, probably an hour and a half of the whole thing. First an hour trying to get something figured out. Then they kept calling me, checking me, asking was I'm all right. So I finally literally just got unloaded. They did keep my wait time rolling. It was a cool run, but for all the time I wasted, I kind of don't like for what they paid me. They paid me $281. It's cool, but they already done cut into half my day today, so I'm not really like, I'm not really feeling that. So they gave me $200 for the load, 285 cents for the load. I had to hold it overnight, so that was a $30 fee for holding it overnight. The person on the phone told me it was $50, but it said $30 on here. I'm gonna investigate that a little bit more. And they gave me $51.34 for the time I sat, figuring everything out. Like I said, that was probably 2 hours. So if you split it up, it's probably about $25 an hour to sit and wait. So it's kind of like the load board. If you on a regular load board job, if your wait time, it's still about $50. So it's almost like the same thing for the time I sat here and wasted. So I'm gonna go try to find something else. It's pretty rare finding something out of Delaware, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to drive an hour or so home or closer to the house before something start popping up. So that was my adventure, man, to the Air Force base, man. I tell y'all, if y'all go to military bases or the pier or something needs a TWIC card, certain airports always charge more. That's where your fees come in at, because most people don't want to deal with the headache of all of this. Like, I literally been down here for 2 hours. This is a bit much. So, but it's over. It's completed. I'm going to get on rolling, and I'll see y'all on the next episode, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that old stuff. I'll see y'all on the next episode.
I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm